Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Muhammadjon Naimov versus Nathaniel Wood. Muhammadjon Naimov is 9-2 as a pro, 29 years old, and he's got 3 inches of height and 1 inch of reach over 30-year-old Wood, who is 19-5. Naimov made his debut earlier this year up at lightweight. This is a featherweight fight. And he knocked out Jamie Mullarkey in round 2. Incredible debut. I thought he was losing up until the knockout. Mullarkey was doing what he does, but Naimov separated himself from guys like Francisco Prado, and he caught Mullarkey cold. Caught Mullarkey cold coming in, sat him on his ass, and got a second-round finish. That's one of his 5 TKO victories. He's got a record of 9-2, 5 TKOs, 2 submissions, and 2 decisions. And his 2 losses come both via decision. He lost to Colin Anglin on the Contender Series, and that was a fight in which he started off well enough but got hurt badly, and I thought Colin Anglin definitely could have put him out. It looked like he had him a quarter of the way out for a while, but Naimov survived, and definitely showed heart and whatever in that fight, but not the resolve and the grit and all that to turn things around. And that's how Colin Anglin stepped over him on the Contender Series. His other loss is a 5-rounder to this guy Olivier Murad in Titan FC. And that was a close enough fight, but a fight in which Naimov fell off in the end. He dropped off a little bit in round 5, started to concede takedowns, and he was out-hustled. But again, that's a 5-round fight. He has been knocked down. This guy Brown, Sean Brown, I think, knocked him down. And Naimov survived that and turned things around pretty quickly to get the finish. He had a decision a few fights ago, split decision against whatever his name was. I wish I wrote it down. Muduayev. Yeah, I did write it down. Bad decision, in my opinion. Shouldn't have gone his way, but whatever. He scratched and clawed enough and got the nod. And also, it's worth mentioning now, he got his 3rd win in MMA, was over Landon Quinones, who recently made his UFC debut. So, there's that. But this guy, Muhammadjon, he's a decent wrestler, although he's takedownable as well. He's a bit wild, but as with wild fighters, he has power. Definitely has power, and I think that's his path to victory, really, in this fight, is power. I think he knocked out lightweight Mullarkey. Now he's fighting a guy who came up from bantamweight, Nathaniel Wood. And Nathaniel Wood does have 2 finish losses, or he's been stopped by strikes twice, really. Really just once, to John Dodson. The other one was a doctor stoppage, I believe. But he's been rocked. And he was rocked against Feely as well. Dropped against Andre Feely in their fight a few months ago. But Naimov, he's got power. I think it can change things, but technically I think he's up against it, against Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood's a really good fighter, well-rounded, 19 wins. He's got 8 via TKO or KO, 5 via submission, and 6 via decision. He won his first 3 fights in the UFC via submission, and looked damn good doing so. And as of late, he's moved up to featherweight, and that was after I thought he was one of the best bantamweights, like one of the more underrated bantamweights. But he moved up to featherweight, and he's looked great here. He's looked great, beating Andre Feely, Charles Jourdain. He's looked really, really sharp, Nathaniel Wood. He's got 2 submission losses. They are in 2014 and 15. Round 1 armbar and a rear naked choke. Whatever. It was almost 10 years ago. And his 1 decision loss is to Casey Kenny in a close fight. I don't know where the hell Casey Kenny is. I feel like I say this every month. But that guy is a really good fighter. Still very young, I'm assuming. Somewhere close to 30, I'd guess. And I don't know where he's at. But anyway, I think Nathaniel Wood should win this fight. I think he'll be much cleaner on the feet than Muhammadjon Naimov. Naimov does have power, but Nathaniel Wood, despite giving up height and reach, like he was to everybody else he's fought at featherweight, he's the guy that leads the dance because he's so sound on his feet and so fast. He's also tricky with wrestling. He's got good enough wrestling, and as he showed against Charles Jourdain, tripping him to the mat multiple times in that fight, he's crafty and he can throw you off your striking with those little, with his wrestling, even if he's not intending to fully wrestle. But I envision this one being contested mostly on the feet, and I do think Nathaniel Wood's going to be too much for Muhammadjon Naimov. Not saying he's going to put him away, but I think Nathaniel Wood will cleanly win the striking battle. That's my pick. Muhammadjon Naimov might get hurt. Both guys might get hurt, frankly. I've seen both them hurt. But, neither one's been put away. Nathaniel Wood's only been put away once, I should say, and it's by John Dodson in the 3rd round. John Dodson, one of the hardest hitters ever in the lower weight classes, so it's forgivable. But here, assuming nobody goes down, I've got Nathaniel Wood leading the points battle. I've got him leading pretty comfortably, throwing sharper strikers, winning the jousting battle with his range, his distance and his, agility. And I think he's just going to be sharper than Muhammadjon Naimov and certainly faster. Nathaniel Wood is the pick. I'm taking him by decision. And as far as bets go, I'm not betting on anything for this fight. I'm not betting on a fucking thing. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.